All right, look, a drastic improvement from that Arsenal game, and this is what I expected as well. Overall, I'm actually very happy with the way we played. Lots to talk about. We're going to cover the match review, and we're going to also look in some of the Chelsea news that's gone around, most specifically around Timo Werner. Let's get in on it.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. 3-1 victory for Chelsea against Udinese. Overall, has been a fantastic performance, in my opinion. There was a lot of positives to take in from that particular match. Yes, there were little bits and pieces that we can work on, but for me, that particular match was probably our first proper match in the preseason. Everything that has happened prior to that in the American tour, for me, that was a holiday. I can't even take that serious. My only issue is, I suppose, we're now having one proper match moving into the Premier League game. I wish there was at least another couple of more matches like this, of this caliber, leading into that Everton game. There is another match that's going to happen tomorrow, but it's going to be heavily rotated. It's all the other players that didn't get an opportunity today. But this particular match, let's talk about it. Tactically, we saw something very interesting, something very effective. Look, a lot of the fan base are getting excited. We are back, this, that, the other. I think let's calm down. We definitely played well tactically. There was a lot of things which we are gonna discuss as well. But I want to see this. I want to see this improve upon. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to just now say all of a sudden, yeah, we're back. We're going to take the Premier League by storm. I want to see consistency. I want to see how we develop from this particular match today incrementally over the next few weeks, and then be consistent over the entire season. So look, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk straight from defense. Let's talk about Mendy. I missed the play that was leading up to the particular goal, but a lot of people in my live chat was saying that was Mendy's fault. I didn't get to see exactly what transpired. All I saw that there was a long-range shot, which then Mendy parried into the attacker for Udinese, and it was a goal. Look, overall for me, I don't think Mendy had a bad game. That particular goal, yeah, could he have parried it off somewhere else? Has there been concerns about Mendy since last season and moving into this season? Yes, but I'm not losing faith on Mendy, man. Mendy is a very, very good goalkeeper, and I think he's going to come good very soon. He's the number one goalkeeper, and that's the way it is. Back three for me was solid. To see Koulibaly and Azpilicueta at times moving into midfield, and then also at times Azpilicueta moving as advanced as sometimes as a right back, which was very interesting to see tactically, which then allows Reece James at times to move inside into the box and be a little bit more inverted. But in tandem, when Azpilicueta was playing in midfield, Reece James was the furthest player out right. Similarly with Koulibaly, he's so reminiscent of what Rudiger was doing for us, playing in that from the LCB position, coming into that midfield. If you notice, predominantly we camped in Udinese's half, and a lot of the time Koulibaly was playing in the middle of the field with Jorginho in the middle. So you've got Koulibaly, Jorginho, and Azpilicueta, and then you've got Thiago Silva as the sweeper just behind. So that was the setup predominantly with the ball. At times, yes, without the ball, it would come back to a traditional back three. And that's where defensively, both Azpilicueta and Koulibaly were very, very strong. Thiago Silva, we know what kind of class he brings, and it was good to see that, he produced another very good performance. And overall, the defense for me was great. We just now carry on this performance from week in, week out, and work on it and try and eliminate that mistake that we've, the goal that we conceded. The more clean sheets that we keep producing down the track, it will only boost the confidence of the defense. Now, talk about midfield. N'Golo Kante was sensational, ladies and gentlemen. He was unbelievable in that particular match. Tactically, once again, he kind of played just behind Sterling. He was in advanced position a lot of the time. What I liked about N'Golo Kante in that match was so many times he would get the ball, he will turn and he would drive. Much like what Kovacic would do from a deeper position, but Kante just did it from an advanced position. His goal with that left foot, what a screamer! And there were a couple of times he's put on a nice shooting exhibition from long range. Hopefully he's been working on his shooting during the preseason. He looks sharp. Biggest thing with Kante is I hope he can stay fit. Today I was very impressed by his final third. football as well. One of the things that I've always been a bit skeptical about N'Golo Kante is he gets into really juicy, saucy positions, and then he has options, and he sometimes doesn't make the right options. Today, his play along with Sterling, the combination, and also not just Sterling, but all the other attackers, Kante was linking up very well, and he was devastating in that midfield. At times, he would lose the ball, then he'd win it back. I think this is the thing, that counter pressing without Kante is something that we miss. Sensational performance. Hope he can stay fit. I think that is the biggest concern for me. Jorginho as well, another fine display. Being able to control the midfield, being able to control the tempo of the build-up. If we want to fasten it up, we can fasten it up. If we want to go long, fantastic assist for Sterling's goal as well. Really nice ball throw. And you should see where Jorginho was sitting in that position. He was so advanced. He was just literally behind Sterling, maybe a few yards out, and he just slipped that ball through to Sterling. And this is the thing. Tactically, we saw that at times Kante sat back and Jorginho went up. And at times Kante went up and Jorginho sat back. Predominantly Kante went up and Jorginho, but there were times where Jorginho was a bit more advanced and creating that overload, whether it's on the right side, whether it's on the left side, and becoming that extra man in that midfield, and then throwing those passes through. So tactically, midfield, and this is what I really enjoyed about this particular match, that I actually saw some attacking pattern. I saw what Thomas Tuchel was trying to do, the ideology to break down the opposition. So that was good to see. From the wing backs, Reece James, look, as I said, this is probably the first proper preseason match in our preseason scenario at the moment. And for me, he might be a bit off the game at the moment. There were still a few times where Jorginho found him into the box, and there were a couple of times where he took on his man, but then there were other times where he failed to take on his man, or he lost the ball as well. But I'm not going to sit here and go, against Reece James. He's a fantastic player. Slowly but surely, he'll come into the game, and he's very quickly, he's going to become a very, very important component. But to be able to play well, even when Reece James hasn't had the best match, that's a good sign. That's a very good sign from us. Alonso on the left side, look, there was a lot of traffic on that left side. At times, Alonso looked good. At times, he didn't look good. And this is my issue with Alonso. This isn't the first time we see certain play being broken down on the left side. So many times it looked like Mason Mount and Alonso, they were just not in sync. So many times Alonso got into attacking space and he whipped in a cross and the cross didn't go. There were other times where the crosses did go in and he looked good. From a tactical point of view, he was doing everything that was necessary. He was doing everything that was necessary in that particular position. But from an execution point of view, Alonso, this is where I feel we need something different. I'm not even really confident about Emerson. What does it mean for Ben Chilwell? As I said in my watch along, I think we need to be patient with Ben Chilwell. I know he's going to play tomorrow in that second game, but maybe right now Alonso is just ahead of him because we are still hoping and waiting for Chilwell to slowly recover from that injury and get back to his top level. And this is what I said. We have to be patient with Chilwell. Now, do we need someone on the left side? We've always said we needed someone on the left side as a left wing back option. But until and unless you get rid of Emerson and Alonso, I don't think we're going to see anyone new. Up front, ladies and gentlemen, the standout was Sterling. Raheem Sterling was an absolute standout. Literally, after when he went off, I wanted to stand up, give him his standing ovation. He is by far beyond better than everything. He understands his footballing IQ is so good. He played as a false nine, another tactical alteration from Thomas Tuchel, but he played that false nine to the T. He played it so well. He understands when he needs to drop into pockets. The thing I liked about Raheem Sterling in this particular match was him dropping into those pockets just in front of the midfield. It really makes Havertz and Mount active. It allows them to run at the defenders. It opens their game up. So many times we saw Havertz running in, we saw Mason Mount running. It was because Sterling was coming into those pockets and dropping in and picking up the ball. At times he picks up the ball, he'll look up. If he sees a space, he'll drive. If he looks up and he sees there's an opportunity to pass to Havertz or Mason Mount, he'll do that. He was brilliant. I wish he absolutely slammed that goal in. It ended up being a very sort of messy type of a goal. Nonetheless, it went in, which is fantastic. But Sterling, for me, was phenomenal in that match. And if we can start seeing that particular Sterling consistently over the coming season, I think that's only going to be great. Look, are we always going to see Sterling as a false nine? Probably not. It's horses for courses. We'll see what the opposition does. Today it worked out. Other days it may not work out, and he may need to play on the left wing. We need to probably have someone else different. But today it definitely worked out. In regards to Mason Mount and Kai Havertz, look, Mason, probably a semi-decent game. There were times where he needed to shoot and he laid off a pass when it was not necessary. Gets himself that tap-in goal. Good cross from Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi on that right wing back. It's exactly what we need on that right side. Much like playing as a right winger, whipping in those cross, at times just showing the ball, the opposition to come at and then moving away, stepping away with your right foot and whipping that cross in. That was very well done from Hudson-Odoi. Kai Havertz, I felt like he was probably the one that didn't perform well in this particular match, and he needs to work on his performance moving into the new season. There's going to be a lot of spotlight on Kai Havertz. There was times where, yes, his combination play with Sterling and Mount was good, but that end product didn't materialize. There were times where he was losing the ball as well. I know there's a very good player. For me, that's probably the position for Kai Havertz on that right side. If you look at what he used to do in Bayer Leverkusen pre the pandemic, he was a right-sided midfielder for Bayer Leverkusen. The heat map will tell you that. It was post the lockdown project restart where Kai Havertz started playing as a false nine, but I don't think that's a natural sort of position for him. Today where he played, I think that is more of his position. Sterling is a proper false nine, which allows Havertz and Mount. It just shows why Thomas Tuchel was looking for another attacker, because he probably needs a blockbuster, a player like Werner, but a lot more technicality. And this is why maybe there is a shout to see how Werner plays. We've got some news about Werner. He didn't travel to Udinese. He may possibly leave Chelsea Football Club. But overall, ladies and gentlemen, I felt very, very comfortable watching that match, and it was a drastic improvement. We now move on from this match to slowly, hopefully, build up on this. Let me know how you guys follow. I just want to quickly see how the Chelsea admin page, what they're up to. A job well done. This is Thomas Tuchel and then Mendy. Goal, Mason Mount. Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz is the only one that for me is not someone that I don't personally think he had a very good game. But then again, as I keep saying, this was our first proper preseason game. I need him to start improving. Now, ladies and gentlemen, some Chelsea news, transfer news. Some people are saying this is fake. Some people are saying this is not. For me, whether it's fake or not, I need this news to materialize into reality. One thing I have to say, CFC Bayern, Christian Folks, when it comes to German news, German players going into Germany, I will take him seriously. But any other news if it's an English player going into different league, or when it's a Italian player, different whatever, any other leagues, I wouldn't take him seriously. But when it comes to German, I take him seriously. Timo Werner has accepted 50% pay cut to join Leipzig. A loan fee with a purchase clause is being discussed. Some people are saying this is fake because he didn't travel and it's because of injury, but I think there could be something there that he could possibly go to Leipzig. I need this to happen. I don't think he's got a future at Chelsea Football Club. As I keep saying, he's got a lot of deficiencies in his game, and it's better for all parties that he moves on. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you let me know how you feel about that particular news. I want to bring up one particular video before we wrap things up. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe as well. And let me know how you felt about the game. We're moving into the Premier League season now against Everton. I feel like we're still a little bit undercooked, but it was a good performance that we saw today, which is good to see. So let's check this particular video from Raheem Sterling.
Raheem, got a new chant for you.
Let me just pause that for a second. This is from a particular Chelsea fan called Sonny. Do check out the links in the description, ladies and gentlemen. Follow him on all socials. This is a video for Raheem Sterling. It's a chant for Raheem Sterling. Let's check this out from the beginning.
Welcome to the Chelsea. Welcome back to London, Raheem. Got a new chant for you. It goes, Raheem, Raheem, a better shade of blue. Raheem, Raheem, He'll score the goals for you. Raheem, Raheem, we're so in love with you. Chelsea, Chelsea, Chelsea. Raheem, Raheem, a better shade of blue. Raheem, Raheem, he'll score the goals for you. Raheem, Raheem, we're so in love with you. Chelsea, Chelsea.